A Michigan judge has finally gotten some kind of accountability. Okay, so this woman, her name is Kathleen Ryan. She is a probate judge. She got secretly recorded by one of her staffers making vile and racist and homophobic comments. Uh, this is rare because usually when you reveal a tape of somebody talking and they don't know they're being recorded, it sounds racist or it feels racist or it is obviously racist. But this is all those things. But on top of that, this is one of those rare moments where the person being recorded actually calls themselves racist. That's right. This woman who makes life-altering decisions for people who come before her in a court, a woman who's been on the bench for 13 years, 13 years, has admitted that she herself is a quote new racist. That's right. She called herself a racist. I have yet to see something like that before. So this is new. I want y'all to listen to this and hear exactly what this woman said. This is courtesy of ABC 7. Check this out.
Now accused of making racist comments and using shocking, derogatory language. Thank you for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Mike Duffy. 7 investigator Heather Catallo joins us now with more about why in Oakland County.
Here we go.
7 investigators have obtained the record. And now she's back in the headlines.
Well, if you're black from any other country, you're doing way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a lazy piece of.
The 7 investigators have obtained the recordings that county officials say prompted Judge Ryan's removal.
Oh, he's just I have no use for him.
She's made it a little.
Wow. So if you caught that, good. If not, I'll read it to you because I don't want to play that twice. Judge Kathleen Ryan, again, removed from a bench in Detroit, was recorded saying 2 different things. Right? One thing was referring to a prominent official as the F word and the C word, both homophobic. You can do your Mad Libs, your Scrabble, your Hangman, whatever to figure out the words, but she called him a homophobic slur that began with an F, and as you saw, a one that begins with a C. She also said that she is a quote systemic racist. I don't know if we're supposed to be impressed by the use of language or the theoretical sophistication of it all, but I don't feel any better that she calls herself a systemic racist. I'll read the exact quote to you that this woman said. She said, I can honestly say that, okay, I am not systemically racist. I am a new racist. I'm sorry, I may have said that backwards before. Yeah, she said she's not a systemic racist. She is a new racist. She said, I never was. She said, but now I am because you're shoving this shit down my throat, making allegations that you don't know shit about. You're telling me who I am, and you've never even fucking met me. Fuck you, she exclaims in one. Then she says later, from England, if you're a black from any other country, you're doing way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a fucking lazy piece of shit. Now, this judge believes, based on her comments, that she is not systemically racist, that she doesn't, I'm not sure what she means by that, particularly when all of her racist comments about, immigration and who comes here and who's from here and, what your citizenship status is and the relationship between that and your laziness, et cetera, et cetera. To me, that's all born out of a systemic analysis. So that's a little weird to me, but that's it. She says that she's not systemically racist. What she probably would argue is that her racism doesn't impact how she treats people when they come into her court, but also that she hasn't always been that way, that she wasn't produced out of this country. It's because of all these Black people doing terrible things that make her racism warranted. And then the homophobia is it's indefensible, and she doesn't even attempt to defend that one. She just kind of says awful things about somebody. How did the tapes come up, you might ask? That's a good question. Well, in this particular state, you only need one person to consent to recording a call. If one person's recording the call, you better be careful. And she got recorded by Oakland County Probate Court Administrator Edward Hutton. In case you didn't know, Mr. Hutton hates the judge, hates her guts. He said, she's made it a living hell in the past 6 years. I mean, it's been terrible. It's cost me relationships. I think it's affected my health. I can't sleep. So basically, she's been harassing him for a long time. She clearly says awful, racist, homophobic stuff to him all the time. He can't take it. So he was recording it to defend himself and probably also just to make her life terrible. Well, now it's her life that's going to be terrible. She's been removed from the bench, and Chief Justice David Coulter, who is the Chief Justice of the Michigan Supreme Court and also an Oakland County executive, said this. He said, there's absolutely no place for harassment of any kind or for racist or homophobic language by anyone at Oakland County, especially by someone the public must be confident will act fairly and impartially. The alleged conduct and abhorrent comments made by Judge Ryan merited her removal from the probate court docket pending further investigation. Blah, blah, blah. So this is a no-brainer. This is an easy one. You let her go. You fire her because you're racist, you're homophobic. You do it in public. You do it in private. No one can trust you. But the thing I want y'all to think about, two things I want y'all to think about. This judge has friends. This judge has conversations. This judge isn't a pariah to everybody. What's my point? My point is she ain't the only one. You think she's not having those conversations with other judges who aren't dumb enough to get recorded or who don't harass their staff? And regardless of whether they say they're systemically or systematically or individually or culturally, whatever kind of races they are, they racist. And if you think that doesn't impact whether you give somebody 2 years versus 5 years, whether you give somebody parole versus or probation versus incarceration, if it doesn't impact whether you hold someone in contempt of court, whether you see someone's having redemptive value, all these things matter. And no one can be completely neutral. No one can be completely colorblind. But when you have judges who are explicitly and unabashedly racist, self-identified as racist in the court system, it makes the entire system even more untrustworthy than it already is by design and by structure. So any judge, any defendant, any person who's been in her court, if you were found guilty or given a sentence, you need to go appeal right now. You need to have your sentence vacated, especially if you're Black or brown. You need to be out. Actually, if you're white too, because what if she gave you more time? Like, you know what, you're white, you expect more from me. You know, whatever the situation is, once somebody's racist, all bets are off. Once somebody's homophobic, all bets are off. So hopefully a whole bunch of people get released from prison because of this, because they probably didn't get a fair shake. And also, y'all, be careful who you mistreat. This woman could have gone a whole career being racist like a whole lot of other judges. But she got pulled down because she mistreated somebody who decided to resist, to fight back, and the whistle blow. So first of all, shout out to the whistleblowers who hold the powerful accountable, but also just be mindful of how you treat people, because the people you step over on the way up will be the people who you will meet on the way down. And they might be the reason why you fell back down.